All right, so we finished the diaper. Now we need to make an insert. You guys use whatever fabric you want. I am using bamboo fleece. It's got this nice soft on top. It's a little pilly at the moment. And then I have the back. I want the soft side, the bubbly, frilly, fabricy end up. I don't want the stitch up. Main reason is this is kind of a stay dry feeling, okay? And it soaks up really quickly. This side also soaks up very quickly. If you want this side up, do it. I don't want to do it because it's not necessarily water feeling resistant. So this side, you'll see the water. You can feel the water a lot more than on this side. Now this is pre-washed. It does shrink. Now the second, what I'll have 2 layers, this will be sandwiched. So I have 2 of them and it will sandwich what I have inside. My inside is Zorb. Now this is a silver, there's silver in here to help with any bacteria and smell. This you have to enclose. It can't just be out by itself. And it holds, let's see, it holds up 10 times its weight in liquid. It is quite absorbency, and it does fast. The other reason I liked it was it spreads it out. It doesn't just sit there. It actually soaks it through the whole fabric. And again, use what you want. This is what I have. This is what I found to work for me at the moment. So let's put them together. Now, I do have a serger. I love my serger. It makes this process go so much faster, but I know not everybody has one. I actually picked mine up at on Craigslist, and I love it. So here is the serger edge. I do just one half of the sandwich, I guess is what you would say. So it makes a really nice finished end look. But we're going to do it on the sewing machine because I made a whole boatload on the sewing machine before I even got the serger. So that's what we're going to do. Now, all of this is super thick. That's hard to sew. So we're going to divide this in half, okay? And of course, because you washed it, it likes to roll on me. So we are going to do, actually let's do the bamboo down, okay? I have my sewing machine set up already. This is a denim jean needle, nice and thick, because this is going to be quite thick. I have it on a zigzag, the widest zigzag I have on here, and pretty close together stitch. And we don't necessarily need to back stitch on this because we're going to go around 2 times, okay? I hold my thread because it's an old machine and it likes to suck in some thread, and then I'll have to re-thread my needle. So I always try to hang on to it off to the side. Going to go slow because I have it on a very short thread. Now, make sure I'm still lined up. I am helping it go through just a little bit, not much. I'm just guiding it in just a little. Okay, I'm starting to pick up. Doesn't necessarily need the needle down. Do it again. So I'm going to pull this over just a little bit. Now this, I want the needle to be in, okay? Close to the edge, turn it. Get it going. This is stretching out just a little, so I'm just going to try to tuck it in just a smidge. So I'm going to try to pull it from the back to try to get, I see what's going on. It's a little wonky underneath, but it's all right. Okay, I'm going to go back because I missed my mark. All right, I'm just going to try to pull this over just a little. That's all right if it's a little wonky. It's going to be sandwiched in with... Okay, there we go. Starting to grab it back up. These, I forgot to tell you, they are 12 inches long. They're 12 inches long by 5 inches wide, all right? And they fit my diaper that I made earlier with you guys really well. So when my diaper is all the way snapped up for the rises, it fits all the way from the front to the back. And we all know that when they're little, they pee a lot. And then when it is fully all extended out, it still gives a lot of absorbency. I can get it all the way in front for my son. Oh, I busted my thread. Okay, that's fine. As I was saying, it goes all the way in front for my son. And for my daughter, let's see, it's all bumped up. There we go. And for my daughter, it can go equally in the front and back for her. I'm just going to cut these little threads. All right, we're almost there. Actually, I might not need to go around twice because this is, if you see, this is actually pretty decent coverage of stitches. all the way around. So we actually might not need, but I will overlap this. I will go around and overlap to make sure I locked off that thread. And then I'll show you guys how I put it together. So I started over some of my stitches already, okay? I'm gonna just gently help pull it through. Remember, I want to stop my needle in and go over. To my end, I'm going to turn it, and then I am going to run over that again to lock it in. Because I don't necessarily know if we need to go back over, because that's actually pretty good of it locking it in. So I'm going to call it good, okay? Pull my needle up. Now I will show you guys how I attach them together. Super easy. I'm gonna use my serged one, all right? Oh, it's not quite the same. So I'll pause you guys for a second, and then I will get this one done and I will come back, all right? All right, we are back. I finished the other one. Now, just to test it out, I wanted to see why I knew this one had to be down, because it's stretchier and the teeth underneath help to distribute that, I guess. I'm not sure how it works, but it works better if the bamboo is down, because there is a little bit of a stretch to it. Not much, but just enough. The Zorb, however, has none. So it was on top, and it just glided through because of this. The feet help to keep the bamboo from just staying back. So I had to cut off a little bit of a tail. Not much, but more than I would like off of the end. So now let's put it together. Zorbs together. I am going to do a close stitch together, but a straight stitch, okay? I want my thread to be close together. Now, what we're going to do is this, we may have to go just a little bit slower. Line it up, stick it under. I do just a little hangover, just a little, because by the time I have it set, it's going to equal up, okay? You can go in just a little, and you're going to tack them all together, okay? Go slow with this. Hold my threads, and then once it does start, then I can help guide it just to finish this little edge out, because it likes to get stuck down with the bobbin. And I just run a stitch. I try to run a stitch right where my inside stitches are, just to help lock it. If it doesn't hit, it's fine. I'm going to just put put just a tiny bit of pressure on there, okay? Okay, so I have just a little bit of extra over here, so I'm just trying to help feed it, and by the time I get down here, hopefully it will be level up. That's all I'm doing with this right now. And as you can see, we're just about level with it. So I just have that little bit. So I'm just helping to try to free up some of the slack a little. Okay, do one more. And turn it. I'm leaving the needle down to just help keep everything in place, all right? Readjusting as I go. Now, I am not at all a professional here. I actually taught myself to sew. I started on little, well, not necessarily little projects, but I did start, you know, I think my first real one was making an apron for myself. I loved the Little House on the Prairie apron, where Ma always wore it, but then I noticed she's always, you know, the straps always fell down, so I made it crisscross in the back. I still have it. I still wear it. I think that was about my first sewing project, and then I ended up getting a, what do you call those? Prom dresses from a thrift store. And I converted it into a ball gown. Definitely wasn't my best work, but it actually turned out pretty cool. Always make sure your thing's down. I've had the tendency to leave it up when it's very thick. Anyways, then I started on the diapers, and that's when I really started getting a lot better with my sewing. Now everything can go wrong when it wants to go wrong. Like my video that I was making of the diaper where I broke, what, four needles? Not necessarily sure why it broke, hence why I'm making a liner. Now I am running over it again, just a little bit to lock in the stitches. Okay, so back to the diaper. I'm not sure why I'm back stitching. Why I broke that many. It's kind of why I'm doing this, to see how this needle reacts. Maybe it was just those older needles that I got from the garage sale, but anyways, it still works. It still looks good. It's just not streamlined like I normally like it. Anyways, here's our liner. Okay, I just go back on the other side and I see that it just slightly missed over here because it was just a little bit off center. And then possibly, yep, possibly right there. So I flip it over and then I hit those marks that got missed in the initial stitching. So I just run over. So I'm going to start it out, but I'm going to back stitch, okay? I'm going to make sure I have locked up. I bent a needle. Okay, so something's off tension on the needle. So I am going to have to figure out why my needle keeps breaking. Okay. There looks like another one here, but it's actually grabbed. So I think we're pretty good. All right, guys. Yeah, so this is a little bulge because I had this on top, and so it stretched it all out. I will switch out my needle. I'm just going to tack here just to make sure it's down. And then I am going to figure out why I keep bending needles. Anyways, thank you guys for following along to finishing up a complete set of a diaper, the diaper and the liner. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I will try to answer them as best as I can. The next video, I am going to do nursing pads out of my leftover fabric. So we'll see you in the next one.